I'm Sam Delaney. I worked at TT Games now for 8 years. My first game was LEGO Star Wars Complete Saga. I've worked on Batman, the Batman franchise. I've worked on Indiana Jones. I've worked on Pirates of the Caribbean. I've worked on nearly every LEGO game that you could probably think of. I have over 100 new characters for LEGO Marvel Avengers, and what we've done is we've basically opened the archive at Marvel, and we've taken all the characters you probably think of from the films, but then at the same time that didn't offer us as what we want enough. So we looked in the comics. So we went back and looked in the comics, and we worked closely with LEGO and Marvel to pick a character roster that we're happy with, and what we feel will offer a lot to the players and Marvel fans. Yeah, it does create problems, yes. But for this game, it's all about the Avengers. So they have to appear in the Avengers world and story and backlog and catalogue. So that's where we take them from the film and from the comics. But it does create its own unique problems, yes, when you're trying to create a game like. In the films, you'll see the characters working together quite a lot, and that's really suited for us. We already had obviously two. Usually we have two characters on screen anyway, so it's sort of like that perfect situation where we can use two characters teaming up to defeat a common goal, for example. So in this one you've got Avengers initiative moves where there's a blockage in the way, and then you'll need to use Thor and Captain America. So you're using Captain America's shield, you can produce a sound wave that obviously removes the blockage that's in front of you. So that's new to this game, and that's because we want to carry on that Avengers sort of teaming up together to defeat a common goal. And then at the same time we've also had these new combat animations where you can use two characters to create a huge impact and defeat everyone around you at the same time. So when we do a character list, we tend to pick characters where we don't have that sort of. We have a character that doesn't really have an ability or have a generic A person. We tend to try. We want to pick a character that a person will use. He has a function basically, and that enables us to create new puzzles, new collectibles which are out of reach unless you collect that certain character, because it means that there's you won't just use the same character all the time. We want you to use all these different characters that we've added. We work very closely with LEGO and Marvel. There's obviously a lot of discussions on what we can and what we cannot do. Obviously we respect everything that LEGO and Marvel say. There obviously are things that we are not allowed to touch and what we're allowed to look at and do, etc. But a lot of the time they're very supportive in what we do, because obviously we are making a LEGO game fundamentally. We're not making a Marvel game, we're making a LEGO Marvel game, which means there's a lot of give, and there's a lot of mutual respect. But like someone like Stan Lee, for example, he loved what he saw when he saw his character as a minifigure for the first time. He was like,
just a new.
Yeah, and we actually had him come into the studio and actually do recordings for us for the game, which is great because obviously we're all huge Marvel fans, and to get Stan Lee coming to the studio. It's bigger, yes, because we still have the New York Manhattan hub, but then on top of that we have 7 additional areas, additional hub areas that you can visit. So I'll name Asgard. You get to go to Asgard for the first time and explore that area. You get to explore Tony Stark's Malibu mansion. So there's lots of fun things in there to do. As you can imagine, there's lots of posters of Tony Stark sort of posing, etc. Because he's obviously that playboy image. But yeah, and then on top of that we have the main story. So there's so much content into the game that we've added. So it's much larger than the last game that we did. We are planning on doing DLC, but I can't tell you what. But what we want to, we when we release a game, we never think, that's it. It's always still, we always have it in our mind. What can we do? What we listen to fans. If there's an outcry of we're missing a certain character that everyone wants to get, then we'll add that character. If there's, for example, if there is a film that comes out and we potentially may do, but at the moment, it's not in our plans. But there are DLC, which I can't really.
Peggy 7.
Ça a commencé comme d'habitude. Un héros qui affronte les forces du mal. Mais il y a toujours quelque chose de plus terrifiant. Quelque chose de plus grand, tapi dans l'ombre. Poussant le héros à trouver des alliés. Ils rencontreront des obstacles. Ils seront loin de chez eux. Leur passé les hantera où qu'ils aillent. Mais quand il s'agit de combattre le mal, les vrais héros sont en première ligne. Ensemble, ils deviennent une force qui dépasse notre imagination.